Allahu Akbar. What happened in the sacred mosque of Haram Sharif? An incident occurred with an innocent girl that would make any mother cry. Dear viewers, Assalamu alaikum, dear friends. An innocent girl was going to fetch water for her mother during the Hajj when the angel of death took her in Haram Sharif. People screamed as the mother held her innocent daughter in her arms and looked at the Kaaba with a pleading gaze. Friends, this mother uttered such heart-wrenching words that, for a moment, it seemed as if the throne of Allah trembled. A mother's prayers can pierce through the seven heavens. What miracle did Allah show in response to the mother's pleas? To see and know all this, stay with us until the end of the video. And before we continue, make sure you're subscribed to our channel, Islamic Streams. If not, subscribe immediately and click the bell icon so our new videos reach you on time. And now let's officially begin today's video. Dear friends, as soon as the month of Dhul Hijjah appears, Muslims from all over the world set out in caravans to Mecca to perform the Hajj. Everyone recites, Labbaik Allahumma labbaik. Here I am, O Allah, here I am. And all are focused solely on the sacred house of Allah, the Kaaba. Friends, this is a place where, upon arrival, differences in skin color and race vanish. If a person is recognized, it is only as a servant of God, honored to arrive at this place to perform the Hajj. Among these pilgrims was a woman who came with a caravan. She was from Pakistan, accompanied by her 3-year-old daughter. The mother and daughter sat in the Haram Sharif for quite some time. People nearby noticed that the mother opened the Holy Quran in front of her and read while she gave the girl a tasbih, prayer beads, and the girl on each bead repeated, La ilaha illallah. There is no God but Allah. The mother would occasionally look at her daughter, smile, kiss her on the forehead, and then continue reading the Holy Quran. At that time, it was swelteringly hot in Mecca. The girl saw servants distributing water to the pilgrims and gestured to her mother that she was thirsty. The mother smiled and said to her daughter, Go, dear, get some water. The girl, happily holding the tasbih in her hand, walked toward the servant who was holding water and distributing it to the pilgrims. Seeing the innocent girl, he smiled and patted her head. Then he filled a glass with water and gave it to the girl to drink. The girl drank her fill, but instead of returning the glass, she gestured to the servant that she wanted to take water for her mother too. The servant smiled. The girl was so beautiful and charming that even the servants kept looking at her and smiling. Now carrying the glass of water, she walked toward her mother. The girl was simply walking forward with the glass in her hand when she suddenly slipped and fell on the spot. Friends, the glass of water slipped from her hands and fell. As soon as the girl fell, a halo of light appeared above her. No one except the mother who saw her daughter fall noticed this light. In that very moment, in a fraction of a second, she saw an aura of light surrounding her daughter. Immediately, she clutched the Holy Quran to her chest and ran to the child. Normally, when children fall, they cry and then get up or are picked up, but the girl remained lying exactly where she fell. It seemed she had completely lost consciousness. Her mother rushed to her daughter. There were others present who began shaking her. The mother tried to bring the child back to consciousness, but the girl lay completely motionless. The halo of light the mother saw made her wonder if it was the angel of death. She immediately began trying to wake the child, calling her by name. But when the companions checked the girl's breathing, they sadly said that her daughter was no longer in this world, that she had died. People began gathering around them. When the woman heard that her daughter had died, she couldn't believe it. She fell into despair and began shouting, This can't be. I got my daughter after long prayers and vows. My daughter, my life. I prayed so much for her long life. How could she abandon me? She is in such a pure and magnificent place. Here, people receive life. How could my daughter be taken from me? Everyone who comes here leaves with their wishes fulfilled. But my daughter, more precious to me than my own life, was taken from me. O Allah, don't take my daughter. I will die. I have no one but this daughter. Other relatives gathered too. Friends, they lifted the girl, pinched her nose, put their ears to her chest to listen for her heartbeat, but her breathing had completely stopped. Everyone offered condolences, saying, This sweet girl brought water when the angel of death took her, and she returned to her true creator. But the mother couldn't accept it. A servant told her, If you wish, we can bury your daughter here in Mecca. We can arrange a grave for her at the nearest cemetery. But these words were unbearable for the mother. Clasping her hands, she begged the servants, "For God's sake, stop saying such things. Nothing has happened to my daughter. She is fine. My heart tells me the Lord will grant her life. Nothing can happen to her. She wasn't sick. She just brought water. How could Allah take my daughter when she was doing such a good deed? I will die, not even in death." The woman, crying, lifted her daughter in her arms and carried her straight to Haram Sharif. Weeping, she pleaded, "O Allah, don't do this injustice to me. If you want to call my daughter to you, take my life. I cannot live without my child. I endured many hardships for my daughter. I brought her here to show her your sacred house, to teach her love for Islam at a young age." She continued praying, crying over her daughter lying before her. Everyone said the girl had died and that they needed to prepare for the funeral, but the woman refused. She said, "No, I won't let this girl be buried. My daughter cannot be dead." But when 3 hours passed with no movement in the girl's body, the service staff and relatives decided it was better to bury the girl to avoid further complications. In the end, even if a mother sees her child die before her eyes, she still says it's not their time, that perhaps their life was so short. Saying this, people held the woman back, while other women began pulling her away from her daughter's body. Nurses approached to lift the innocent girl. Suddenly, a cool breeze blew. Friends, such a cool, enchanting breeze that everyone felt a surge of energy. People said they had never felt such an intoxicating fragrance carried by this breeze. As soon as the breeze touched the girl, her hair fluttered. The innocent girl took a deep breath, as if the breeze was bringing life back to her body. The next moment, the girl lying on the floor of Haram Sharif began to move, like a fish pulled out of water, writhing. Everyone witnessed this scene with their own eyes. The mother broke free from the women and approached her child. Soon after, the girl opened her eyes and suddenly smiled, as if she had just woken up. Friends, everyone began chanting, "Allahu Akbar, God is great." Those present were stunned. Yes, for the past 3 hours, this girl had lain there motionless. They lifted her, pressed on her chest to revive her, but she remained completely still. The girl, as if by a miracle, recovered. The Hajj pilgrims said, "We too felt the fragrant breeze. For a moment, we felt like we were losing our minds. But when the sound of the girl's laughter reached our ears, and she stood up and said to the service staff distributing water nearby, the same one she had asked for water from earlier, 'Give me water. I want to bring water for my mother.'" Hearing this, the mother embraced her daughter, began kissing her forehead, and wept. Then she uttered a prayer of gratitude. Everyone exclaimed, "Allahu Akbar." Friends, this was a true miracle that everyone saw with their own eyes. Subhanallah, glory to Allah. Dear friends, please write Subhanallah in the comments as well. If you liked the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. And before you go, make sure you're subscribed to our channel, Islamic Streams. If not, subscribe immediately and click the bell icon so our new videos keep reaching you on time. Take care of yourselves. We'll meet in the next video. Until then, may Allah be your protector.